Hey guys, so I have a little bit of a different backdrop. I'm in the garage right now, and I had this idea for like photos, which I feel like I haven't really taken pictures in a while, especially not like intentionally creative pictures, which I used to do a lot, especially like when I was in my late teens, and it was more so of people, but I also did, I think more so when I was like 19, 20, when I was really going through all that stuff that happened with like the PTSD. I was doing like a lot of symbolic type pictures for Paper Birds because Paper Birds started out as like a photo series. Um, Sorry, I'm out of breath because I was just running around the house because I was trying to find um, a hammer. And also I have a sinus infection, which I'm gonna go off on like a little bit of a tangent here. But I have a sinus infection and an ear infection, which is like really fun. Um, and I'm almost glad though that this is documented because I know I had mentioned, sorry, I just ate too. I talked about how like I get sick all the time now, and I'm glad that I have proof of that because sometimes, a lot of the time, whenever I'm like telling the truth and it's something that's like not like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like talking about like some kind of, I guess the best word I can think of right now is like struggle. Even when I'm being completely honest about it, I still feel like I'm lying. So I'm glad that I have this because I don't know. And maybe I don't sound congested. I feel like I sound more congested in real life and to myself than probably, I don't know, other people. But yeah, that was kind of all irrelevant. But anyways, I had an idea for a picture, and I've had this idea for a while now. I wanted to do something to convey how like going through all of that during college, I felt like I lost a lot of time, and like really formative periods of my life were just kind of not gone, but just completely off track. Like that's what it felt like, even though there's no like timeline for life. Sorry, my arm's getting really tired. This is hard. This is why I usually prop it up because it's hard to hold. Hopefully this won't be too much longer. But and I had written a piece, I think it was a poem, like 2 months back called "I've Never Been to Iceland," and I will paste that in the description because I'm guessing I'm gonna post this on YouTube. And if I'm posting it on Instagram, then I'll share the poem with the photo. Sorry, I'm scratching my back. But yeah, I wrote it. It's called "I've Never Been to Iceland," and there's specifically one line that said, "Youth is an hourglass and mine has shattered all over me." I think that's what I wrote. It's funny when I like talk about the things that I write because I feel like on paper I can be like really like poetic and like poignant, and then I feel like in real life I'm like like I don't know, I just feel like I don't sound intelligent enough for like the work that I put out. But I don't know, that's I guess a self-esteem issue that I have to work on. But anyways, I wanted to do something to convey that, to convey like the loss of like what I felt like reality was supposed to be for me during that time period. Because especially now with being done school and with like a lot of people that I either met in college or in high school, also being done school, like having just graduated, it's really kind of started to hit me how like, oh, college is over. I'm never gonna really get to experience like what I was told college was supposed to be like. And of course, that's very much like a first world problem. And it's something that like, when it comes to like the things I'm dealing with, that's like kind of like lower on the list. It's more just like, damn, this kind of hurts. But I also think that like those core feelings at the center of that, like the feeling of like loss, missing out, being out of place, like not measuring up, things not panning out, stuff like that. I think those are very universal. And so I think that's the cool thing about art because you can make something that maybe is either niche or feels kind of, I don't want to say irrelevant, but like not maybe super important. And I don't know, people connect with it. And so I wanted to do something about like how getting PTSD really made me feel like just I was missing out and I was kind of like defective in comparison to my peers because like I did have like a lot of college experiences that were like quote unquote normal, like the typical college experiences, and I'm grateful for that. And I think I need to do a better job at recognizing that instead of like focusing on the stuff that I didn't get. But I do think about sometimes like just because I'm like, damn, I don't know. I just felt like I was so busy trying to survive and trying to like tread water. And I was still academically successful and I still accomplished a lot because and I was talking about this with a friend last night because like one of my biggest means of coping was like, I'm just gonna work all the time and not think about things. And that's processing and it's not. So, and now I'm starting to slow down. It's weird. But yeah, I don't know. I just felt like, damn, like I didn't like date, I didn't party. I was like, I don't know. I just, my time was like comprised of trying to figure out how to sleep through the night again and to not be like scared of intimacy, like stuff like that. And again, that was like a portion of my time. Like it wasn't, I did have like normal college experiences, but yeah, just it definitely made me feel like, damn, I really missed out. Like I still kind of get this feeling that like whatever course I had for my life, it was just like knocked off the trajectory when I got PTSD. Even though I don't think that's true, I don't think that's how time works. And now looking back at things, I think that not to be like one of those like everything happens for a reason type people, because I know sometimes that can be really invalidating. And I don't even think that's like how I look at it, because I'm not like, damn, I'm really glad that that happened to me. But I think there's this quote, and I recorded, okay, you know, I'm not even gonna go down that segue because I'll be completely off track, but I had recorded something else, which maybe I'll share, maybe I won't share. And a quote I talked about was, I forget exactly how it goes, but it was like, the depths of your sorrow will be the heights of your joy. And so that is something that has been a really big silver lining. Like I feel like I'm able to connect with people better. And like just the other day, just last night, I was able to like talk with one of my friends and be like, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, you're not crazy. Like this is, and I was able to tell them like why they were feeling the way that they were, like the biology behind it. And it was just like a really beautiful moment to have. And I've said this before, but like we're here for like a very brief amount of time. And I know too, I struggle with like wanting to be like, come on, like let's go, because I like struggle with suicide ideation. But I don't know, I think that's really beautiful to have the ability to like feel things with such a depth and an intensity. And now that I'm like healing, I feel like I'm going to gravitate more and more towards being able to hold more joy and not be like in a state of fight or flight all the time, because that sucks. But yeah, so that's beautiful. And like I said before, I really think that our natural states are peace and joy. And so I'm like kind of slowly but surely making my way towards that. And yeah, it's a journey for sure, and it's hard, but it's worth it. But yeah, so anyways, every problem has its place. I didn't coin that term, but I saw it once on like Instagram. I thought it was really profound. But anyways, so I'll explain what I'm doing. I went to Goodwill today because I got I guess he's not gonna see this. I got my brother-in-law a gift card there because he really likes to thrift. And that's for Christmas. I did all my Christmas shopping today, and I'm filming this December 21st, so yikes. Usually I'm better about that, but I guess this year, I don't know, things were just busy. But I wanted to get an hourglass for obvious reasons, because I thought that was a really good metaphor for like how things feel, and I wanted to shatter it. But I couldn't find one, so instead I found this clock, which I also wanted to do something with the clock, so that worked out well. This is the clock. And sorry if my feet are in this, even though I have posted pictures of my feet before. And I think I'm gonna take a hammer to it, which I feel kind of bad about because it's a pretty clock. And then I saw these plates, and they were like $5 altogether. And I was like, that's really cool, because I had this image in my head of, I did a picture like this a couple years ago when I was, I don't know, I was a sophomore, and that was like the year when I was going through everything. And that was like one of the first pictures I took for Paper Birds. And the imagery is also used in the film. It's of all the records together, and then there's one that's broken, and I wanted to do that with like the same setup with the plates. So I'm gonna take one of them and break it. And I might do it against a black backdrop, but I'm kind of struggling to find one, but I don't know. I have a tarp right now that I'm sitting on that I might use for that too, but we'll see. But yeah, just to show like in respect to like my peers how I felt. And another thing that I wanted to touch on is kind of going back, I kind of said this before, but like how these feelings tend to be like pretty universal, because this feeling of being like not on time for life, for like what you should be doing in life, is not at all specific to people who forgot and then remembered trauma and then got PTSD from it. And that's been like one of the beautiful things about Paper Birds is because, and I've said this before, like it's definitely like the most, I think, niche project I've ever done, but surprisingly people have been able to resonate with it the most and the most deeply, and that may be because I've spent so much time posting about it. But that's been really cool, and it's been really cool to see people like connect with the different themes even if they didn't have like that same experience. And I think I think it's a universal feeling in general. Like, I don't know one person who doesn't feel like once in their life like they weren't living up to what they'd expected to be or what they felt like other people expected them to be doing. But especially for people who did go something like that, who maybe dealt with an assault in college or dealing with mental health struggles or lost someone close to them or had a falling out or a bad breakup, like any number of, or didn't finish or dropped out. Like, I think those feelings are like really universal. So hopefully this is something that people can resonate with. And I don't know if I'll actually film me like taking the pictures because I don't know, that probably won't be that interesting, but I thought the explanation was cool. But yeah, I guess that's kind of all I had to say. Thanks for tuning in, and have a Merry Christmas. And I probably will be filming a vlog, I feel like, with the rate that I've been going at before New Year's, but maybe not. So if not, Happy New Year. But yeah, that's all I had to say. Goodbye.